Welcome to today's Pilates class. We are going to do whole body, try and get as much of the body working as possible. And we start rolling out our feet to help stimulate the nerve endings, ease out any tension that might be going on in our feet, which will influence the rest of the body. I was on a workshop at the weekend teacher was talking about fascia and getting fascia to work, and he reminded us that if you get a bit of lettuce stuck in between your teeth, like just one tiny wee bit of lettuce or a seed stuck in between your teeth, how infuriating and disruptive that can be. And that's the same within your fascia and muscles. If there's that wee tension somewhere, it can disrupt the whole system quite easily. Which is why we do Pilates, to try and get the whole body moving, to work all our systems, to ease things out, to try and remove all those little tensions that causes disruption. So we start with rolling over our feet. So once you've done your feet, and you always stay here longer if your feet are telling you that it needs more, then we go to the hands. When we go to our hands, let's consciously drop the shoulders back and down, just to get them away from the earlobes, keep that space in the neck. Noticing how our feet feel after they've rolled out. We're standing with our feet planted, thinking about the rest of our posture. Can we stand tall out through the crown of the head? And I'll show you in a wee second a wee trick to help get your head in the right place once I've put the ball down. Pass the ball from one hand to the other, giving a squeeze so that we're getting this nice stretch in the back of the hand while activation in the front. And notice when you start to squeeze with the hand, are you squeezing with the shoulder? And if you're arcing, you drop that down. Let's take the ball into one hand, anchor the elbow hand onto the forearm, and let's just gently pull the skin. So this is stretching into the fascia. And then a circle at the wrist, a few times one way, a few times the other. And then move that tissue of the forearm around the other direction and get in there. Few circles each way, switch to the other side, same thing here. And then push the skin the other way and get into those circles. And then pop the ball down. So let me just come quickly to the camera, lift this up. So finding the right position for your head. So this is one of the lymph points that we go to. That point where the jaw meets the skull at the back of the ear. If you put your fingers in the ear and then lift up, you will notice that your skull kind of changes angle, and that helps your head being stacked on top of the shoulder. It might not be quite obvious at that angle. But just this little pull here, and that's bringing your head and neck in line, so we're lengthening the back of the neck and activating the muscles at the front. So at any point during class, and I did this a lot over the weekend, when I was coming into alignment, so I just put my fingers in just to feel that, and then that brings the head into the right place. Let's go into our lymph. In the head, very sinusy, let me know and I'll send you over the head and neck flush, because that will help clear out. Because when we have allergies, body sensitive to histamine means it's not metabolizing and detoxing properly, so the lymph flush is going to help with that. Once you've done the collarbones, go to the neck, get into that point that we were just at, press in, massage round, make sure that that's not tense, and then pull the tissues of the skin in a downwards direction. Tapping on. Then to the shoulder, then the head of the shoulder into the crease at the front, into the armpit, into the side of the chest. We get full breaths in here. So we work one side and then the other. Into the abdomen. So unless you've just eaten breakfast, get in as deeply as you can while you're standing. Right into the pelvic bowl, into that upside down V. And then from here into the groin, hip bone to pubic bone, that keeps at the top of the legs. And then from here into the back of the knees. Standing back up into full body tapping. To start at one shoulder. Tapping down. All the way to the fingertips. The palm, underside. All the way down to the hip. Same on the other sides. Then the front of the body. All the way to the tips of the toes. Along the inside edge of the foot. Up the other legs. Right up into the groin. Down the outer legs. Up the back. Over your back sides. And then into your back and wherever you can reach it. The back of the body. Then fingertips coming to the sides of the neck, lifting your chin without letting the head drop off. Coming in, underneath the chin. And then just making your way up your face. Down the back of the neck. Onto the tops of the shoulders. Take a moment here, so maybe bring your fingers to the side of the jaw to lift your head. Drop the shoulders, plant the feet, and just let the body arrange itself over the ankles without too much effort. If we squeeze things too tight, we can have a habit of pushing the chest forward or sticking the tailbone out. And we just try and let the body stack. So ear over the shoulder, over the hip, over the knee, over the ankle. Notice as you stack there, are there areas of your body that are getting niggly? Is there parts of your body that feel like they're having to work to hold that space? We're looking for that effortless effort when we come into this space. And at the beginning of the class, it might feel difficult if we've been all tense and twisted up. So it gives us an indication of the parts of our body we need to work. So let's get into our fascial twist. So something I haven't talked about for a long time is your legs are connected to just the front of the spine, but just below the breastbone. So they don't stop, your legs don't stop at the hip, they connect all the way up here. So if we think about crossing over from this point, it might make it easier to cross the legs rather than just crossing from the hip. That can feel a bit sticky. We think about this movement coming from the middle of the upper abdomen and crossing over. We're finding our tripod points on our feet, getting our balance. Now our arms, if we just spin around for a moment, our arms start down here at the lower part of your rib cage. So when we're wrapping the arms, rather than just thinking of them coming from the shoulder and crossing over, can we think about this wrap coming from here? So we're getting length. Your arms might come round much further. and it'll give you a better stretch. So go under the armpit on one side, over the shoulder on the other. Give yourself a hug. Let the chin come in, drop the chin down slightly. Just for a moment, take a couple of breaths here. And then thinking about that chin being tucked in, so back of the neck nice and long. We're going to start to rotate the body to the right, turn the head to the left. Now, when we've taken these longer reaches, the range of movement that you move into might be different today, and it's not worse, it's not better, it's just different. So notice. Can you take your gaze as far round to the left? Can you take your tongue into your left cheek? Find a tight spot, press the tongue into that tight spot, and then we're going to breathe in and out through the nose, roughly 6 breaths. Maybe wringing ourselves out. At the end of the next exhale, gently bring yourself back to the centre, and then start to take the body to the left, turn the head to the right. And again, notice, is your range of movement different with that focus on how you're wrapping your arms and legs? It might feel like you're getting a better wringing out rather than lots more range. And take your eyes as far around to the right, tongue into the right cheek, breathing in and out through the nose. And at the end of the next exhale, bring your head, torso back to the centre, unravel the arms, unravel the legs. Again, take a moment at the centre, and we're going to think as we're crossing over to the other side, leg coming from this higher part of the abdomen. I just went into automatic, across from the hip. And then arms, so this left arm coming from the mid back to, no, I'm going the wrong way. The left arm is coming to the right armpit, the right arm is coming to the left shoulder, that movement coming from that lower back, lower ribs area. Giving yourself a squeeze, let the head drop down again, just take a couple of moments there. Your balance might feel different when we've taken those other stretches. Mine feels a bit more grounded today. Lift your head up. So draw the chin in, take the body to the right, head to the left. Eyes as far around to the left. This time we're going in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you're exhaling, you drop the shoulders down, and you maybe wring yourself out a little bit more. At the end of the next exhale, slowly bring the head and body to the centre. Then taking the body to the left, the head to the right. Eyes as far round to the right, in through the nose, out through the mouth. At the end of the next exhale, slowly bring your body back to the centre. Uncrossing those arms, uncrossing those legs. Observing how the body feels. Did that feel different to how we usually do it? Does it not feel any different? Neither is right or wrong, we're just exploring. Let's bring our awareness into the soles of the feet. Let's find the heels, take the weight into the heels. Can we think about that tall length through the neck? Use the fingers in at the sides of the ears if that helps. Then let the weight come forward towards the balls of the feet. Taking the weight back, bringing the weight forwards. And just back and forward, a gentle sway without lifting the heels, without lifting the toes. And then let's go from right to left, left to right. Doesn't matter which way you go first. Just taking the weight into one foot and then into the other. And then letting the weight settle as evenly as you can from left to right, front to back. We're going to take just a normal walking step forwards, but keep your feet about that hip width, maybe slightly wider apart. And then you're going to do the shift from side to side. Just shifting the hips from side to side. And then forward and back. So let the front knee slightly bend, let the back knee slightly bend as you shift that weight forward and back. So just letting your body find where it is in space. Then let that settle, step that foot back, step the other foot forward. Find the right width and then go side to side again. So this little side to side movement is something that you lose as we go through life because most of our actions are forward and back. And if we don't keep this moving, then it's going to increase our risk of falling as we age, and we don't want to fall. Forward and back. And we do a bit of sideways stuff, but it's good just to do it as balance, standing up. And then step that front foot forward. Have your feet at a comfortable distance, roughly hip width, find those tripod points. And we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. So in our calf raise. So we're going to do about 6 here, and then we're going to slightly change this. And differently to how we've changed it in the past. And I said about 6 because obviously I didn't start counting. But we'll do 2 more just to be on the safe side. And then let that land. So we're going to take 1 step forward. And you're going to come onto the ball of the foot on the back leg without letting your head drop up. So you're just letting the knee come forward. Letting the weight sink into this back leg. And if that feels okay, can you still keep your head where it is and then bring the front foot up? So we're on the balls of the feet in a walking step. And if you wear heels all the time, this should feel all right. And then bring the heels back down. Bring the back leg up. Bring the front heel up. Not the leg, the heel, just the heels. Keeping that head in one position. And then can we let the heels go back down. Let's do that one more time. The head staying where it is, lift the heel. If you can, bring the front one up as well. And then take them back down. Step it in, switch to the other side. So take the step forward, take the weight into that back leg. Come onto the ball of the foot. Settle there. Keep the head where it is, and you bring the other heel up. And then let that come down. Take the back heel, the front heel, and then let the heels come down. And then one more time, lift the back heel, lift the front heel, hold. And then can you bring it down? And then just pedal the heels up and down a few times. Let's take our feet a bit wider. So we're going to about shoulder width apart. So finding the tripod points, finding the grounding on your feet. Make sure that this pinky toe side of the edge of your foot is planted down into the floor so that we're not dropping into the arches. We want to keep those inner arches nice and high. Let's take one hand, reach up towards the ceiling. And then start to lean over, but keep reaching up as you go over so you get this length down the side. Check your top shoulder doesn't start to droop forward. Check your chin hasn't drooped forward, so bring that chin in. Bring it back up. Bring the arm down if you need to. Just align your skull. Reach up on the other side. And then can you take that reach and lean? Doesn't matter how far you're going over, you're looking for this length through the waist. Bring it back and down, reach it up, take it over, bring it back, bring it down, reach it up, take it over, bring it back, bring it down. Shuffle your feet to about, just about hip width, maybe slightly wider. And we're going to do our twist in the spine, but we're going to start it from the feet. So rock to the pinky side of your foot on one foot, the inner arch on the other, and then to the other. So we're not letting the tripod points lift, we're just letting the feet rock. And then that might start to loosen off through the knees, through the hips, and it might get to that your spine starts to come in. So let the arms swing, just obviously check you've got enough space round about you, that you're not going to hit anything. We're just getting this spinal movement, but starting from the feet. Drive the movement from the feet. So if you're really stiff and tight through the body, then the movement might be small. If you're really loose, the movement might be bigger. Don't force anything, just explore whatever your body's doing today. Notice if you're leading from your head. That can be the habit. And then just let that slow down. So as you start to reduce the movement in your feet, the movement in the body will slow. Let that settle. And there might still be a gentle swaying happening in your body. Just allow it to settle naturally, don't force it. If you need to realign the skull, bring the chin in. Turn to look over one shoulder. Bring the head through the centre, turn to look over the other. Turning, coming through. Turning, coming through. Let's bring it back into the centre. Keep that chin in, so neck long, tilt the head to the sides. Getting this length through the side of the neck. Bringing that up, taking it over to the other side. Chin staying in, neck staying low. Bringing it up, taking it over. When we're over this time, keeping the neck still, slowly rotate the skull to look down, and then slowly rotate the skull to look up. Bring it back to the centre and up over to the other side. Let's keep chin in, neck stays long. We rotate the skull to look down. We rotate the skull to look up. Now can we bring that back to the centre and bring it in. Lifting the chin away from the chest. Drawing the chin in, letting the chin come down. So just bring the chin onto the chest. Lift the chin up. Push the jaw up to the ceiling. Getting that extra stretch deep in the neck muscles. Bring the jaw in, bring the chin down, tuck it in, lift the chin, push the chin up to the ceiling. Bring the chin in, bring your head back into that neutral position. And from here, we're going to think about your feet. So plant the balls of your feet and pull your heel back as far as you can so that the feet are nice and long. Take the weight into your heels. And then we're going to think about staying tall through the crown of the head, so keeping the ribs tucked in, hands onto the thighs, and starting to extend the hips back as you bring the head forward. So if you start to feel any discomfort in your lower back, just bring yourself back up. If you feel a bit unsteady, use the wall to edge the feet back, getting that length into the spine. The more you send the tailbone back, the crown of the head forward, keeping the ribs tucked in, tummy muscles are going to naturally engage here. You're only coming down as far as feels comfortable for you. If you start to feel the hamstrings or start to shake or stretch, then just bring yourself back up slightly. And keep sitting the hips back, sending the head forward, length into the spine. Long through the feet, so keep the ball of the foot and the heel nice and long away from each other. And then strong through those feet as you're bringing yourself back up. Looking up, doing that one more time. We're sending the hips back, keeping the spine long, keeping the ribs tucked in, keeping the shoulders back and down. Hands onto the thighs for some support if you need it, or onto a wall or a table, whatever, a chair, that's what you need. And just coming down as far as is comfortable for you. Keeping the feet active, and then you can keep those feet active as we bring ourselves back up. At the top, roll up the shoulders back and down, rolling them out a couple of times. Let's take our weight over into one foot. We're thinking tall through the hip, tall through the spine, ribs staying tucked in. You might want to bring your hands on your hips just to keep your hips level. I'm going to do our semicircle, so tap the toe out in front and semicircle that round. Tap the toe out in front and semicircle it round. Check in with your breath that you're not holding it. If you wish to pick your foot up off the floor and semicircle from there, you can. If you need to and you want to touch onto the wall, you can do that. Just keep thinking about being tall through this balancing leg, so that we're not dropping down into the hip. One more time round. Bring that foot down, release it off, switch to the other side, so tap the toe forward, semicircle round, tall through this balancing leg. And do you want to keep your foot down or do you want to lift your foot up? One more time round. And releasing that out. If you have a ball, whether it's the one you rolled out your foot with, Pilates ball, or your remote control, just something to have in your hand that we can pass in between the legs. Now, when we are doing this, what I want you to be really aware of, we're reaching forward. Think about that, the hands, the arms starting from down here. So we're reaching forward from there. We're reaching up, taking that back. Then your legs are starting from the upper mid-abdomen, sitting the hips back as you pass down. So reaching forward, circling back, sit those hips back, pass it under. Spine is staying long, so tailbone goes in one direction, skull goes in the other. Looking for that length in the body. The outside edges of your feet planted into the floor, so your knees are not dropping in. Reaching up, taking it round. Reaching up, taking it round. So any discomfort in your back, you're maybe sticking the tailbone out. Want to keep the tailbone, want to keep this lower back long, so through the crown of the head, through the spine, sitting back. Sitting the weight into the heels as you're going back. After this next one, we're going to change the direction. Bringing it up, taking it round, taking it back. One more to each side. Bringing that in, taking it, popping whatever you were using down, walking your feet in, giving the shoulders a roll. Then we're going to come to either the wall or a chair. We want to bring ourselves into standing tabletop position. So we're thinking about sending the hips back, bringing your body about parallel, so tall through the crown of the head, arms onto whatever you're leaning on. If you're leaning on the back of a chair, make sure the seat part of it's in front of you so that the chair doesn't tip away or tip towards you. So looking for that length in the spine, looking for the length in the legs, ribs tucked in. We're going to lift one foot up away from the floor and push the heel back as though you're trying to get your foot to reach the other side of the room. And then bring that down, same leg, bring it up. Now I want you to check the upper body's not twisting. We want to keep the hips parallel to the floor. Reaching back, tapping down, and reaching back. Tapping down, and reaching back. Down, and back. Down, and back. Switch legs. So remember, if you start to feel anything in your lower back, you've likely tipped your tailbone out. So keep the tummy muscles scooped in. Think sending the pelvis back, head forward. Keep the length in the spine. Lifting the other leg, push through the heel, reach to the other side of the room, and tap it down and back. Reach to the other side of the room. Check that the pelvis is not twisting. Two more. Keep that length in the spine. And then thinking about planting the feet, strong through the feet as you bring yourself up. Roll the shoulders at the top. Now from here, we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. Let me just check the position of the camera to make sure that you can see me. Yep. So from here, we're going to send the hips back, send the skull forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to bring one hand on the floor, then the other, then one knee, then the other. If you need to reset your arms, we're thinking about upper arm bones drawn into the shoulder sockets. That helps slide the shoulder blades down into the back and into that tabletop position. Can you press the tops of the feet down into the floor? If ankles are tight, feet are sensitive, put a pillow or roll your mat up so that you've got something softer there to touch into. Think about that length in the spine. The ribs are drawn in. We're going to go to Superman from here. So if for any reason this position is not comfortable for you and you want to come back up to standing, you can, or you can come down onto your tummy. Opposite arm and leg, lengthen out. So remember when you lift your hand, turn the palm so you're leading with the thumb, reach the toes back. Slowly bring that back down. Switch to the other side. So turn the palm, lead with the thumb, reach the foot back. So the first couple, let's point the toes as we're taking the leg back. See how that feels in your body. So we're exhaling maybe as we come up, inhaling as we come back. So on the next couple to each side, as you're lengthening the leg back, press through the heels, so toes are pointed to the floor, thumbs pointed to the ceiling, reach the fingers, reach the sole of the foot, and bring that back down. And try that a couple of times with the ankle flexed, just to notice whatever there is to notice in your body. And then do the foot position that felt better for you. So if it's keeping the ankle flexed, keep the ankle flexed. If it's going back to pointing the toes, go back to pointing the toes. If both of them feel good, then alternate. The toe pointed and the ankle being flexed just works the legs in a slightly different way. We're going to do one more to each side. When you've done that last one, if child's pose is a nice place for you to rest back, take the hips back to the heels, let the forearms come down to the floor. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to come back into that kneeling tabletop position. So setting the arms, coming back onto the hands and knees. You're going to tuck the toes under. And then can we push the heels back in a backwards direction so you're coming more onto the ball of your foot to let the knees lift slightly off the floor. And then very gently lower the knees back down. So when you're coming up, what we want to avoid is the weight pushing forward into your hands, because that's going to put loads of weight into your wrist and be really uncomfortable. We also don't really want the thighs to be burning here. We want to send the weight back so that the whole body's working together. If you're feeling it in your thighs, it means that the back of the body's not involved as much as we would like it to be. That can just take a little bit of practice. So we set, we tuck the toes, we send the heels back. We gently lower it back down. We'll try that one more time if you can. For those of you that get issues with your big toe, you can go out onto the other 4 toes, so you can take your heels slightly wider. Untuck the toes. If the hips going back to child's pose feels like a nice place, we will go back there. Rolling yourself up. I'm going to bring yourself round onto your backside with the feet out in front, roughly hip width apart. Check that you've got enough space on your mat behind you. We're going to do a roll down from here. We're going to tuck the tailbone under. If you need to hold on to your legs, bring a little bit of support as you go down. You can walk your hands down your legs. We haven't done this for a million years. Because again, if this is uncomfortable on your back, hold on as you bring yourself down so you're not aggravating anything. Slowly, slowly. Letting the spine come down onto the floor nice and low. Walk the shoulders down away from the ears, have the back of the neck close again. Think about that skull position. If you need a pillow in under your head, put one in. Have the knees bent. Feet flat onto the floor. Now find those tripod points. Press the feet down. As we're pressing the feet down, can we start to tuck the tailbone under? We're not going to lift right up into shoulder bridge straight away. We want you to check that we're getting this connection through the feet, through the shoulders. Letting the pelvis just lift and then lower back down. And then can we go slightly higher? So the pelvis is coming up, then the lower back's coming up, and then rolling back down. So we're just teasing the spine off the floor little by little, thinking about the contact points with the floor, so the feet, the shoulder blades, the back of the skull. Can we get that tuck and roll, and then back down? Can we maybe go a little bit higher up to the mid-ribs, keeping the tailbone tucked under? And if you're really tight through the front or the groin or through the front of the thighs, this height might not be available today. Just rolling where feels good. Maybe you come up a little bit higher towards those shoulder blades, but don't compromise the pelvis. Keep that tailbone tucked. You want to keep the length in the spine as we're rolling up and as we're rolling down. So using that exhaling breath. Just going up and down a couple more times. Noticing when you start to put loads of effort in here, kind of try and keep some of the effort out so that we're getting the body just working, just firing, using the anchor points, the feet, the shoulder blades, the back of the head. I'm going to do that once more. When you come back down, if knees into the chest feels good, go there. If another stretch feels better, go there. Bring the feet back down. Anchor the feet. We're going to come back into that shoulder ridge, and we're going to come just to whatever height feels good for you. And then when you get there, I want you to keep the tripod points of your feet anchored, your shoulder blades anchored, and can you do a little shift of your hips from side to side without letting the hip drop? So the hip shifts from side to side, so just like we did when we were standing with one foot in front of the other, getting that wee pelvis shift. Keeping the hip bones level. And the movement might be tiny, but just helping get them, the muscles and the tissues at the sides of the hips fired up, getting them involved. And then let that settle. Take an inhale, exhale, roll the spine back down. Release and have a stretch in any way that feels nice. Go into, excuse me. Excuse me. We're going to go into our spinal twist. Option to keep your legs about shoulder width apart. So anything going on at the lower back, you might want to go wider with your feet. Otherwise, you can squeeze your legs together. Arms can be out in line with the shoulders or reaching up to the ceiling. As we reach the arms up to the ceiling, we anchor the shoulder blades down. Then as you're exhaling, take the knees to one side. If you've got your arms up, take the opposite arm down to the floor as the other hand keeps pointing to the ceiling. Pause at the end for an inhale and then exhale, bring that back up. Pause at the centre for an inhale. Exhale, knees hold to the other side. After using the arm, bring the arm down. So thinking about what I said at the start of class, where your legs start from, your legs are starting from that mid-abdomen region. So when we're coming into that twist, can we feel that twist coming from that point? The arms are connected from the lower ribs as we're moving the arm out to the side, and we get that movement starting from there. Keep a slight bend in the elbow so you don't overextend the elbow joint. So you take the twist on an exhale, pause for an inhale, come back to centre on the exhale, pause at the centre for an inhale. So moving from one side to the other at a steady pace, but really focusing on your movement, really connecting through the floor, through the body. Last time over. Bringing it back to centre, giving your body any movement here that feels nice. Bringing your feet back down onto the floor. Pelvis in neutral, ribs tucked in, shoulders back and down, arms down to the sides. We're going to bring one leg up, point the toe up towards the ceiling. From here, you're going to move this leg a few inches out to the side, still with the toes pointed to the ceiling, and then pull it back in to centre. Lower the leg down so that your thighs are level. Move that leg out a few inches to the sides, pull it back into centre. Lower the leg down so it's just hovering off the floor. Go a few inches out to the side, pull it back to centre. Lift the leg back up so that the thighs are level. Go out to the side, bring it to centre, come back to the top, move it out to the side, back to the centre. Now flex the ankle, so push the heel up to the ceiling. Same thing, so we go out to the side, pull it back to centre, and down, thighs level. Move out to the side, make sure the toes are not rolling out. Back to centre, down, over, a couple of inches off the floor, toes are pointing to the ceiling, out to the side, back to centre. Let the heel rest on the floor and then slide that leg all the way back in. Switch to the other side so we start toe pointed. A few inches out to the side, pull it in. Thighs level, out to the side, pull it in. Down a couple of inches from the floor, out to the side, pull it in. Back to the top, thighs level, out to the side, pull it in, up to the ceiling, flex the ankle, push the heel up, out to the side, pull it in, thighs level, out to the side, pull it in, couple of inches from the floor, out to the side, pull it in, let the heel come onto the floor, drag that leg all the way back to the start, switch legs. We're going to do that one more set to each side. So the leg that was just working anchors into the floor, toes point to the ceiling, we move out, we come in, thighs level, we go out, we come in, over, a couple of inches out, to the side, bring it in, thighs level, to the side, bring it in, to the top, flex the ankle, out to the side, bring it in, thighs level, out, bring it in, down a couple of inches from the floor, out to the side, bring it in, let the heel come down, drag that foot all the way back in, anchor it to the floor last round, point the toe, out to the side, and in, thighs level, to the side, and in, to a couple of inches from the floor, out, back in, thighs level, and out, and in, up to the top, flex the ankle, out to the side, and in, thighs level, out, and in, couple of inches from the floor, out, and in, heel down, slide the leg all the way in, give yourself whatever movement you need. And then lie your body out long. Reach the toes to one side of the room, reach your fingers to the other. Get that long body. And then press through the soles of the feet, press through the palms. Can you walk your hips a little bit further down the mat? Keeping that length. And then let it go. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. One hand on each shin. Rocking the weight from side to side. One hand on each knee, circling the knees around. And the other direction. Keep one knee hugged in, slide the hands into the back of the thigh, take your ankle circles to the ceiling. Changing direction every few circles. Then at the top, point the toe, flex the ankle, point and flex, point and flex. Keep that flex position, bend this knee, ankle onto the opposite, coming towards your figure of four. Let the knee drop out first. See how that feels. Is that where you want to stay? Do you want to bring that bottom foot in? If you can. You need to keep your toes on the floor, you can. Just seeing where you need the stretch, what feels okay. And releasing that down. Switching to the other side. Hug the knee in, hands to the back of the thigh, take the ankle circles to the ceiling. Point and flex at the top. Take your ankle into a flex position. Bend that knee, ankle onto the opposite. This might be where you stay. You might start to bring that bottom foot off the floor. And then releasing that down, take the arms out wide, let the shoulders drop. So lower back pain, maybe bring your feet about shoulder width apart and then let the knees drop over to the side, turning your head away from the knees. Just coming into that twist. The hand that you're looking towards, slight bend in the elbow, pick that hand up, bring it up and over. Let the hands meet, either go round the top of the head or come back the way you came. And if that feels good, do that another couple of times. Thinking about when you are moving that arm, the arm starting from the lower ribs, not just from the shoulder joints, get the whole of the back involved in your movement. When you come back out wide, bring your head and your knees through the centre. Take the knees to the other side, turn the head the other way. Let your body settle into the twist on this side first. Then the hand that you're looking to, slight bend in the elbow. Picking the arm up. Ooh. Either back the way you came or around the top of the head. Again, lengthen from those lower ribs. Whether you're opening and closing the door or doing the semicircle. And then once you have finished this next one, gently roll yourself over onto your side, bringing yourself up. Get into your cat and cow. Set your arms if you're coming onto the hands and knees. So think about upper arm bones coming into the shoulder sockets as you come in. And then lifting that breastbone up. Maybe the chin comes in, maybe the tailbone tucks under. Breastbone going down, tailbone going out, head lifting. And remember, if this is not comfortable for you, you can do this seated from here, forward and back. Bringing it into a neutral position, so we can go into side bend from here. We'll walk our hands round to the side. If you're seated, lift one hand up, lean over. Take that round to the other side. And back to the centre. Coming up onto the knees. So into your hip flexor stretch. So we anchor this foot so that we feel balanced. Back side, pushing the hips forward. The ribs are staying tucked in. So we've got this length in the spine, opening through the front of the hip. Knee that's on the floor, hand to that side comes up. Again, think about that arm reaching from the back. Bringing that up. If you wish to take a side lean, you can. If you want to lean back here, you can. Doing whatever feels right to give you a stretch. And then switching that out to the other side. Tailbone tucking under, ribs tucking in, lengthening through the spine. Arm coming up if that feels right. Taking a lean if that feels right. Bringing that back. So remember, for coming up, we can either do hands to either side of the front foot to take the back foot in, or you can take the front foot back, tuck the toes under, and come up into a down dog to get you back up, whichever feels better for you. If you've gone to down dog, you walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, so that everybody comes to having their feet roughly hip width apart. Relax the neck, the arms, the shoulders, and that forward fold. We're going to take an inhale. As we're exhaling, we're thinking about strong through the feet, through the legs, through the abdomen, rolling yourself up, spine coming up nice and long, all the way. Take the arms up overhead, reaching up. Exhaling, the arms back down. So take a moment coming into your postural alignment that we did at the very start. Noticing how your body's standing now. How does your body feel after having done that movement? Hopefully there's less effort in you standing with full posture. You've opened up the bits that need opened, manoeuvred the bits that needed manoeuvred. If you're watching this on recording and have any questions, please do reach out.